Welcome back to the 57th Annual Chicago Midwest Emmy Awards. I'm here with, what do we got, three wins already? Mike Lowe, along with his Gronkowski brothers over here. And who's this guy? Who are you? What's your story?
I'm just a tag-along member of a local media celebrity's entourage.
And you guys all came, why? You guys came because you like him? Is that why you came?
Love him.
Yeah.
Well, love him.
It's $195 a pop. That must... Did you kick in at all for this at all?
They were subsidized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
30 a pop? Is that you big spender now that you're in Chicago? You're throwing out those dollars?
I don't get into details, but they were covered.
Are you nominated for anything else today?
Unfortunately, yes.
Oh, for the love of God. How many more?
I think just one.
All right, do me a favor. Why don't you just make your speech in advance now so we don't have to bring you up there and back and down again. Save a little time. Who haven't you thanked already? Thank them and let's move along with this.
I'd like to thank the Academy, my parents, and most of all, Jen Lyons for hiring me at WGN.
Yeah. Are you full-time yet? Are you full-time or are you still per diem?
Still per diem. So.
You're still per diem.
Yeah.
A 3-time Emmy winner is per diem.
Well, actually,
you believe
14
this?
time.
14 time. All right, hotshot. Let's. Who died and made you Larry Potash? Enough out of you.
I'm going for the Larry.
Okay, that's enough.
All right.
I'm here vouching for you to get full-time, and then you pull this. All right, get out of here. I'm done. It's my time now. How'd we do? Okay, yeah. Now joining us on the stage, our next presenters. You know him best as the host of PBS Wild Chicago, and she is the host of a talk show on PBS. Let's welcome Will Klinger and Whitney Reynolds.
Now, you, Whitney, also have, I'm okay, you also have a show on PBS. You look so young for that.
I know. I'm not your average Mr. Rogers. I'm 29.
Really?
Now, Will, you look so great in that suit.
I tell you, whenever I put on a tuxedo, they tell me I look like Pierce Brosnan on a hunger strike. It's weird. Okay, let's get right to the awards, shall we? For our next series of on-air categories, here first are the nominees for Outstanding Achievement for a Program Correspondent, Narrator, or Contributor. How awkward, I'm nominated.
Will Klinger, Wild Travels, Moshman Productions. Ji Suk Yi, Windy City Live, WLS. Jay Shefsky, Chicago Tonight, WTTW. Mandy Patinkin, Ryan McGuffey, Believe, the story of the 2005 White Sox, Comcast Sportsnet Chicago. Diego Guirado, Maria Chico, WGBO. Dennis Haysbert, Full Circle, the Barack Obama Presidential Library at Chicago Lakeside, Bitter Gesture Creative and McCaffrey Interests.
Wow, G was right. They do seal this very tight. Okay. And the Emmy nomination goes to Will Klinger, Wild Travels Composite, Moshman Productions. Great job. We'll stay on this mic. Oh, and Diego Gudardo from Macchiato, WGBO.
You are not lying about the before and after. We talked to you yesterday. It looked pretty normal. You've gone the extra mile today.
Well, you know, for the World Championships, you have to amp it up as much as you can. There's a lot of great competition here.
You're amped to the max.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm scared of this guy right now.
Yeah? I'd be scared of this guy. You could cut an artery on those mustache. Look at that thing.
Primero, tiene que tener maquillaje.
Es una crema humectante, ¿verdad? Porque siento la piel ya bien fresca. Ha de ser una crema de baba.
El mariachico, una humillación viviría.
Que no más o menos.
Bueno.
Hey man, we gotta thank Dennis Haysbert and Mandy Patinkin for not winning. How did they not win? It's local television, right? What's going on? Hey, it was a strong category. I'm just glad I just wanted to get nominated so I could wear this kick-ass tuxedo. Am I right? Who do I have to thank? I have to thank the two other amigos, Harvey Moshman and David Seaman. I've got to thank WTTW for putting us on the air, everybody there. I've got to thank Grace Damari for standing by me through thick, thin, and thinner. And thank you all Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Will. I actually was not like really expecting it. I'm actually kind of nervous. It's actually kind of weird not having a suit. Well, you didn't see it, but thank you. I've got so many people to thank. Like Jaime, my boss, and Ivan Garcia, and then Fabian, and Daniel, Giovanni, Mike, everyone that has been involved in this project of Maria Chico. It's been a year since I've been on camera, and it's a new world for me, and I actually feel really, really blessed. And I want to thank my family, which came all the way from Mexico, and my mother, father, who are watching me from there. And it's amazing how they've been so supportive, even though I'm so far from them. So I love them, love you, thank you, and I will shut up.
Okay, now the award for Reporter for General Assignment Features. And the nominees are
Brad Hicks, WITI. Brad Edwards, WBBM. Jeremy Ross, WBBM. Bridget Shanahan, WTMJ.
And the Emmy goes to Brad Hicks, Composite, WITI.
Unlike most railroad bridges, which have elevated foundations, the piers on this century-old span reach right to the road, where every winter, salt eats away at the steel.
That's hit the base of the bridge, and that's corroding the metal.
Same problem here?
Same problem here.
In the past, some of the rusted piers supporting the bridge have been reinforced, but as you can see, several columns are corroded right through.
At some point, this needs to be fixed. This is not acceptable.
Brad Edwards, wherever you are, she could have just hung on the Brad part and really just sort of screwed both of us. I know Jeremy Ross personally. I know he is absolutely a top-notch reporter. He should be up here with this thing right now. You know, reporting, sometimes you find the great stories when you look places other people aren't looking. That clip was an example of it. If you look on the bottom of the Emmy statuette, it says if a recipient or recipient's heir tries to sell or otherwise dispose of this Emmy statuette, they're obligated to actually return it to the Academy, and it will be kept in storage in memory of the recipient. So it's good to know that when I die, this will come back to Chicago, I guess. Thank you.
now the award for Investigative Reporter. And the nominees are
Megan Dwyer, WITI. Dave Savini, WBBM. Phil Rogers, WMAQ.
And the Emmy goes to Phil Rogers, Investigates, WMAQ.
Lights and heat still on. Same here, and at nearly every other empty school we visited. So many vacant schools. CPS said closing them would save tens of millions of dollars. But NBC5 Investigates wanted to know how much they're still costing taxpayers. That was nearly a year ago, and we ended up having to sue the Board of Education to find out. This is what we got. Utility bills for empty school buildings totaling more than $2.2 million in the last 10 months alone.
Thank you. So Phil couldn't be here tonight. I'm his producer. And well, there's probably some people in this room that thinks I deserve this award. Not necessarily, not for my hard work, but for my patience, for working with him day in and day out. But in all honesty, I got to give that man so much credit. He has become my mentor. He is one hell of a reporter. And I gladly accept this on his behalf because he is the hardest working reporter in this town, and he deserves it. Congratulations.
Now the award for Traffic and Transportation Reporter. The nominees.
Jennifer Milkowski, WFLD. Roz Varon, WLS.
And the award goes to Roz Varon, composite, WLS.
We've got quite a bit of traffic heading inbound, and we're seeing that on all of the expressways. We can take a look at the big picture here, and you can see that we've got congestion pretty much system-wide, but I really want to focus on this breaking news on the south side. A little bit earlier, we had all this activity at 79th and the Dan Ryan, where Chicago police made an arrest after a pursuit that took Chicago police officers the wrong way on the Dan Ryan.
I took my shoes off, so I had to lower my mic. I am so honored to win this award again. I want to thank, first of all, my husband for supporting me through all my craziness when it's Emmy time. My daughter, who is here, who's a sophomore in college at Columbia studying production, and I know she's going to go really far. And I also want to thank Jenny, because if you didn't enter, this category would have been scrapped altogether. So thank you, and thank you to all of you. Thank you.
We'll return to the 57th Annual Chicago Midwest Emmy Awards after this message.
So you're going to pout now because I said I could have you killed? Is that the deal?
You know, the bad thing is that you could get away with it. You own half of Alaska. You just go up there and disappear.
No. You know what? I'll tell you, that I've gotten more reaction to that.
Forget that. Let's get down to brass taxes.
Okay,
How are you not nominated tonight? You have to be as outraged about this as I am.
You know what? I really am not. I'm glad for Mary Kay. She deserves it. She's a lovely woman, and there's a wonderful meteorologist.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy, and I know Steve Baskerville is too. We're going to do a segment later on, present.
Let me ask, what's it like to be you? I'm up there
Now,
tap
what kind of
dancing
question
like
is
a
that?
monkey trying to
I
get
know,
laughs.
and doing a
you
great
just
job, by the
walk
way.
the floor, and people swarm to you.
You know what it is? It's 37 years of having an ugly face on a powerful medium. That's what it is. This is a face only a mother could love, and even she had trouble with it, So what are you going to do? It just, I used to tell her that, by the way. She'd say, people recognize you. And I said, look, it's just, it speaks to the power of the medium we're on that people recognize this face. That's all. Hey, you're doing a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that,
you
Tom.
are.
And you are doing a great job with
Thank you,
all
sir.
47 minutes of the 9 o'clock show that you get.
I know.
You're killing it every night, Tom.
I
We
know.
love you. You're a fine man. And we look forward to seeing more from you later.
Thank you,
you're,
sir.
You're a winner in my eyes and in my
Thank
heart.
you, Pat. I appreciate you looking
I know
out
that
for
means
me.
a lot
I
to
need
you.
all the help I
to
can get.
interrupt you guys.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
What is
sister.
going on here?
Hi, sister.
The
What is
ruler.
going on here?
Oh, boy.
I heard you earlier say that you
Yeah.
could kill somebody.
I know,
Yeah.
isn't it? Forgive me.
Don't worry about
Sister.
Put your hand
He'll be
out.
absolved.
All right.
Now back on stage presenting our next series of awards. Here's Fox 32 traffic reporter Jenny Milkowski and Hoy Noticias anchor Nicole Suarez.
Thank you so much. How's everybody doing tonight? I'd say we're the best looking crowd here in Chicago. Let's start with the outstanding cultural documentary over the past year. Here are the nominees.
Kenwood's Journey, Chicago Tribune. Wisconsin from the Air, Wisconsin Public Television. Cannot Live Without, Illinois Artists at Work, WTTW.
And the Emmy goes to Kenwood's Journey, Chicago Tribune.
Jason Moran, who's one of the most esteemed jazz pianists in the world, winner of a MacArthur Fellowship, has been commissioned by Symphony Center to create a new work. And he's decided for this new piece to involve the Kenwood Academy Jazz Band.
And they are not present tonight, so I will be accepting this award on behalf of Kenwood's Journey, Chicago Tribune. A big round of applause for them, please. Now for the Outstanding Historical Documentary category, here are the nominees.
Requiem for a Legend, Big Idea Company. Palm Sunday Tornadoes, 50 Years Later, WSBT. The Greatest Honor, WTVP.
Okay, and the Emmy Award goes to, if I can open this. They are stuck. These are horrible. Oh, there we go.
Drum roll.
The Greatest Honor, WTVP.
Bob Lawson, my best, one of my men on the squad, he was a real gentleman. We were in the basement of a house across the street, and we was fighting across the street. And every once in a while they would, bomb me.
We were walking toward this town. They were shooting at us, and he got killed right off.
Wasn't in battle an hour, and a shrapnel got him.
Before we play that music, we need to take a time out to remember that next week is Veterans Day. It's November 11th. And there are millions of men who sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific to fight in a war and see things that many of us will never even be able to dream about, let alone survive. And a year ago or 2 years ago, John Am was a man who farmed on a farm in Pontiac, Illinois, and had rarely shared his story about what he saw. He liberated 4 concentration camps, he saw some of the most gruesome combat in Germany, and he told us his story 6 weeks before he died. I am thankful for John Am. I am thankful for the millions of men who fought in the Great and Noble Crusade, who give us the freedom and the ability to sit here and accept an Emmy Award. And I also thank all of my family and my friends, especially my wife, who helped me through this entire endeavor to create this documentary. And to Mr. and Mrs. Am and to all the Am family, I thank you. And Roger, I'd like you to come up and...
Just want to dedicate this to my father, John, and my mother, Edna, who's 91 and who was here in the audience tonight. Thank you.
All right, now the Topical Documentary category. Here are your nominees.
Inc. 180, TLN. Hope Rising, Stories of Trauma and Healing in the Congo, Life-Focused Communications. Emprendedores Red Star Cobbler, Oi Chicago. Onward Notre Dame, New Beginnings. Three Penny Films, Fighting Irish Media.
And the Emmy goes to Inc. 180, TLN.
Probably the most moving part of what we do. We take an 8x10 picture of their old tattoo and we have them put it into a paper shredder. And it really just serves as an exclamation point on something that's very significant to them, of getting rid of that tattoo that defined who they used to be. On the gang side, whatever their color was from their gang, take the bandana that was that color and tag out their old street name and cross it off, because on graffiti walls out on the streets, when you've crossed off, it means you're dead. And really, that's what we're trying to symbolize, is that old life is dead.
Wow, this is fantastic. To stand up here, you don't do this by yourself. You have a team that helps you out. I want to thank Total Living Network, TLN, 42 Media for what they've done to get behind this. Executive producers, Greg Bogdan, Jerry Rose. Associate producers, Nick Alinovich, Pam Zellick, and Jeff DeVries. And also this guy here, Chris Baker, man of faith, who's dedicating his life, doing his work for free, removing, covering tattoos on former gang members and sex trafficking survivors, branded, people whose lives are in danger because of their tattoos. This guy does all this work for free. He's an amazing man. Thank you very much.
We'll return to the 57th Annual Chicago Midwest Emmy Awards after this message.
So we are back at the 57th Annual Chicago Midwest Emmy Award Show, and we are talking with Sister Vicky from the show Late Night Catechism, now at the Royal George Theater. So Sister Vicky, what is a nun doing at such an affair like this?
Well, you know, they invited me to come, but half the audience wasn't paying attention. That's why I had to go stand them up in the back. You wonder what's happening here. No. We have to have people pay attention. So I'm here, and I'm here to talk about etiquette and behavior.
Okay, how's that going for you so far? Have you had to use this thing, or?
You know, here's what I'm really a little concerned about: the payment, the salaries of the people in the room.
Yeah, me too.
Mostly the women, because it looks like they can only afford dresses that cover half their bodies. So, but no, the rest of the people here seem to be behaving. I've been monitoring one or two.
Okay.
And there's a few good Catholics in the audience, and a few that, you know, we might be able to swing, like you.
Okay. Okay. This whole thing feels a little blasphemous for me. I don't know.
No, not at all. Are you kidding?
Okay.
Blasphemous?
Yeah, all right.
No,
well,
blasphemous is some of the humor you've been doing tonight.
Yeah, you're telling me. Well, thank you, Sister. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. And you know, not only do we do Late Night Catechism, but we do a whole series of bingo shows. People should come play bingo.
Okay, Sister Vicky, everybody. Thank you. You can hold on to that. Take that with you. Now for our next series of awards, here's NBC5 Chicago reporter Tammy Leitner and WITI Milwaukee reporter Brian Polsine.
So Bob, the stage manager, told us that we had a little bit of time for some witty banter, but there's only one problem with that. I don't think Bob knows what we do. We're investigative reporters.
Let me show you. Brian, let's show him our funny face, yeah? So that's it for our witty banter. All right, here now are the awards celebrating the great work of our colleagues who work on special events, magazines, or interview programs. First, the Outstanding Interview or Discussion Program. The nominees are
Decision 2015, The Race for Mayor, WMAQ. Veterans, Whitney Reynolds Media, Lakeshore Public Media. Citizen Soldier, The Fiction of War, with Tim O'Brien and Carl Marlantis, Pritzker Military Museum and Library. Here and Now, Tony Robinson Special, Wisconsin Public Television.
And the Emmy goes to Decision 2015, The Race for Mayor, WMAQ.
Decision 2015, The Race for Mayor. Here now is NBC5 political editor Carol Marine.
Good evening. We are live from the NBC Tower. Tonight we have a rare opportunity to see democracy at its best in a free and open forum. These two candidates each hope to win the job of mayor for the next 4 years. Each one says he has a plan to solve some of the toughest issues ever facing this city.
Oh, good. All right, you know, I'm a good producer, so I wrote it down so I can keep the time. We were really proud to broadcast this forum to our viewers live, on air, online, and in 2 languages. This is the part I have to get right. Special thanks to our co-sponsors, you ready? The University of Chicago's Institute of Politics and Harris School of Public Policy. You know, Alba, Carol Marine, Marianne Ahern asked some tough questions. A special thanks to executive producer Tony Capriola, producers Don Mosley, Marcella Santana, director Pat Lake, and Christiana Giffey. Thank you guys so much.
All right, next one, the award for magazine program, series, or segment. Here are the nominees.
Discover Wisconsin Special, Discover Media Works, Inc. See It Chicago, See It Chicago. Acceso Total, WSNS. 24/7 City Secrets, WMAQ. Chicago's Best, Best Smoked, Oakbrook Productions.
And the Emmy goes to, Tammy, you're going to like this, 24/7 City Secrets, WMAQ.
Over here, this is our contemporary take. It's a smoked pastrami spice pork belly with a New York deli knish and apple horseradish sauce.
Wow. How do you come up with something like this?
Here in New York City, I'm surrounded by inspiration every day, so it's easy. Just have to walk outside.
Can I dig in?
Worlds. Please.
All right. All right. So I got a little bit of everything
Yeah,
right
try
here.
to get all the flavors, y'all. The smoky pork belly and that potato knish.
Oh, that is so good. That pork belly is cooked perfectly.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank WMAQ. There you are. Woohoo! For always believing in us. Thank you. I'd like to thank my entire team at 24/7, and we've been on for 8 or 9 years, and there's been a lot of people who have touched our lives. So thank you, everyone who's worked for 24/7. Thank you. Thank you to Luke Daly, Dana Hughes, Michael Group, our family friends, my husband. I forgot him last time. Honey, I love you. And thank you so much. We really, really, truly appreciate it. Oh, and my daughter, who, by the way, would like to work for Disney someday. So if you would like to hire her, she works for Starbucks. She will work for cards. All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, Pete McMurray, if you're watching. Pete, I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you.
Now the award for special event coverage. Here are the nominees.
Countdown Chicago 2015, WLS. 2015 Chicago Auto Show, WBBM. The Magnificent Mile Lights Festival, WLS. Golden Apple Awards, WTTW. 2015 Chicago Auto Show, Behind the Wheel, WMAQ.
And the Emmy goes to Countdown Chicago 2015 WLS.
All right, we've got less than 20 seconds now. Coming in on 15 and ready. Everybody raise their glass, and we're going to start the countdown.
Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy
All right, got a lot of people to thank, and I know we have only a little bit of time. I want to thank the entire Windy City Live staff, a lot of them up here right now because they had a huge part to do with this production. Jose Sanders, a big part of the show. Val Warner, who's not here tonight. Jillian, Andrea, Mary, G. Also want to thank Mark Giangreco, who has been hosting this show since the Civil War. Heck of a job. And also Janet Davies, who's amazing. Curtis Miles, head of programming. Matt Knudsen, who's in the booth. All of the reporters doing live shots from around the city of Chicago. And I have to thank all of the incredibly intoxicated people that make it good television. Thank you so much. Good night.
All right, welcome back. So this is the part of the show that I know you've all been waiting for, the part where we acknowledge the people who oversee the voting process of the Emmys, our accountants. From the firm of Whitflea, here's Sarah Makuta, Bob Henry, and Tracy Ammons. Let's give them a big round of applause, please. Now let's welcome a well-known Chicago radio personality, best known as being half of the longtime B96 radio team, Eddie and Jobo. Let's welcome Eddie Volkman.
Thank you. I was asked to be here on behalf of my father, Harry Volkman, who passed away recently, and I just want to thank really all the media and all of Chicago for the sentiments, the condolences. It was absolutely overwhelming, and I couldn't respond to everybody, but I want to say thank you so much. And obviously my dad was a huge influence on me, and if you ask anybody in the media about me or Lauren Jiggett or Karen Jordan or Stephen Holt or any of the 16 or 17 Ponce boys, they would all say the same thing, that none of us would have our jobs if our dad hadn't made a phone call. So this year, the broadcast community in Chicago and in Milwaukee lost a number of important people. They include Lil Kleiman. She was a longtime news manager at WITI in Milwaukee. She was also the first female TV news reporter in Milwaukee. And then, of course, there was my father, Harry Volkman, who passed away in August after a career of more than 50 years as a weather forecaster in Chicago. Here are some highlights from my dad's career.
To the Weather Outlook, Harry Volkman, KOMA KWTV's weatherman.
I had to go out and buy my own weather map and draw on it with a pencil that I bought, a grease pencil, and memorize temperatures. One night at 98 temperatures, and just draw them. I was on for 15 minutes. And then I had to erase it afterwards so that I could use it again the next night.
So this is just cooler. Cooler for Friday.
In Chicago, there's been so many good times, and singing, that was a great thing. We did it on the Emmy shows.
Soon it's gonna rain, what are we gonna do? Soon it's gonna rain, I can feel it. Soon it's gonna rain, I can tell. Soon it's gonna rain, what'll we do with you?
Should I ask you what an organized hurricane is?
It means that it's compact, it's disorganized is all like that. You know, it doesn't have its act together. Raindrops rubbing, static electricity, separated electrons, and then you get the buildup of charges. And the big solar flares, they roar out and then they come back again. My favorite one is when the wind is blowing strongly and I'll go whoosh. And people would come up to me in the stores and say, "Give me a whoosh."
He wore some funny-looking coats, didn't he? Oh, sorry. But seriously, let's have a moment of silence, not only for these esteemed members of the Chicago Midwest media community, but also for Allison Parker and Adam Ward. They were the journalists at WDBJ in Roanoke, Virginia, who were killed by a disgruntled colleague. If we could have just a moment of silence for them tonight. Thank you. Now, it's time to honor some more excellence in work in our broadcast community. First, the award for Outstanding Arts and Entertainment Offering, either as a single program or a series. Here are the nominees.
Heroic Priesthood, Spirit Juice Studios. Maria Chico, WGBO. 2014 Tommy Awards, Wisconsin Public Television. Stitching History from the Holocaust, The Arts Page Special, WMVS. Beyond the Loop, Bridgeport, Chinatown. Choose Chicago.
And the Emmy goes to Stitching History from the Holocaust, The Arts Page Special, WMVS.
Stitching History from the Holocaust is really
look at two different things. It's a very individual look at a specific couple and a specific family, but on a much larger scale, it addresses the huge void of talent, the loss of contributions to the world that were never able to be brought to fruition because of everyone that perished in the Holocaust and all of the hopes and dreams that perished along with them.
Wow. Thanks be to God, more than anything. To our colleagues at Milwaukee Area Technical College and Milwaukee Public Television, to our partners at the Jewish Museum Milwaukee and the Milwaukee Repertory Theater, to the best crew on the planet, Sandy Max, Michael Garvin, Jeff Morbeck, Chris Mikulski, Carl Landwehr, Steph Schreiber, Raul Galvan, Damir Breivak. This goes to Hedy and Paul Sternad, who died in the Holocaust, and their art was never realized until we found that letter 70 years ago and Hedy's art came to life. This is for every artist who has ever died or lost their life in some tragedy, a Holocaust or genocide. This, Hedy, is for you. Thank you.
Next, for Outstanding Arts and Entertainment segment, the nominees are
Hyper-realistic life-size figurative sculpture Mark Sejan, The Arts Page, WMVS. Salve Regina, Spirit Juice Studios.
And the Emmy goes to Salve Regina, Spirit Juice Studios.
And his wife Laura Beeson, the Franciscan Friars of the Immaculate who made this happen. I'm sure you guys have never seen a skateboarding monk, but now you have. We also like to thank Melinda Collins at Spirit Juice Studios and my beautiful wife Laura Hidalgo, as well as my children Jaden, Joey, and Ava.
Thank you guys so much.
Up next, the award for Outstanding Children's, Youth, or Teen Program, either in a single program or a series. The nominees are
Into the Outdoors, Discover MediaWorks, Inc. If a Bully Watches This, educational television productions of Northeast Wisconsin. Muchi Kalala Detectives Club, Dreaming Tree Films.
And the Emmy goes to Into the Outdoors, Discover the MediaWorks Incorporated.
Polar vortexes, climate change, extreme weather, they're all playing havoc on the ecosystems and species that live here.
Oh yeah, like us. If you think about our past ice ages, climate extremes have impacted every species to share Mother Earth for millions of years.
And even with our modern technology, us humans remain connected with the web of life.
So how do all the things that live here survive in these extreme conditions?
It's all about extreme survival strategy.
Thank you. First off, we would like to thank the Academy for recognizing a show about kids who, like us, who care about the environment.
We would like to thank our producer Dan Bertalin and our executive producers Mark and Lisa Rose. Credit also goes out to our co-hosts Josh and Caroline.
We are grateful for the support of our families and friends that they gave us in order for us to get here. And thank you so much to my grandparents, my parents, and my best friend Zoe who came with me here tonight.
And I just want to thank to my Savior Jesus Christ. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to take a second to say hi to my 4-year-old daughter, Amethyst, who's watching Daddy on TV, who is shocked that I'm not selling insurance or that there's not a jingle playing when I'm done talking. So it's just me. There's nobody else up here. I love you, baby. All right. The next award is for Outstanding Human Interest Program, either as a single program or a series. Here are the nominees.
Who's Saving Who? Big Idea Company. Chicago's Best, Giving Back Special, Oakbrook Productions. Spencer Family Fights Rare Cancer, Chicago Bears Network. CSO Lullaby Project, Green River Films.
Right. And the Emmy goes to CSO Lullaby Project, Green River Films.
The Lullaby Project is a program where we work with young mothers and we help them create original lullabies.
We start by working on lyrics with them, and as their lyrics become more complete, seeing if they have melodic ideas or concepts for the songs, and turning them into full arrangements.
When we first met them, it's one of these things that we kind of go in and we say, right, this is what we're going to do, and they look at you and they go, how are we going to do that? That's just not going to be possible.
I was like, y'all really want me to write a song?
Daddy, you changed my whole life around.
Thank you. I'd like to thank our other producer, Alicia Sams, our shooter, Stefan Mazurik, our sound recordist, Alan Chow, Jonathan McCormick, and the Nagani Institute and the CSO for be wonderful collaborators and doing wonderful work like this, and most of all, the young women and men who had the courage to write these songs and share them with us, sing them and perform them, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.